We're live here.
Happy April Fool's Day,
Happy
Don.
April Fool's Day. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. So I think we still have a membership to the Cigar Club
Yeah.
to give away because nobody watched the last episode the whole way through, or they just missed it at the end. Not sure what it is.
Yep. Still available.
All right. Hopefully we get rid of that squeak. So Richie Johnson's joining us again. Welcome back.
Howdy.
Jackie Wacker here, Wacker Excavation. We have some real good questions for Jamie too, because it's his first time on.
They may not all be answered. Just saying.
He's got a hole
Gonna
for,
plead the
who,
fifth.
for whatever he has to do. So this is going to be exciting. We're going to continue our journey, right, through Benchmark. And we have a couple nice cigars today. Let's just fucking get started.
Cool.
Benchmark.
Benchmark. The last time we started with the regular, the old number 8. This is Benchmark bonded. So bonded always comes in at 100 proof. It's always distilled in a single season. All the distillate that goes into the barrels for this bottle were all distilled in the same season. And last time I promised you guys there was a story on the side of these Benchmark bottles. We'll get to that after we pour it, right?
Okay, cool.
It's a long one.
So, Richie, have you ever had Benchmark before?
I have not.
This is your first time?
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Last week's was really good.
Yeah.
What do we rate it?
Well, we drank the whole bottle.
That'd be a 10 then, right?
There are no 10s, Jamie.
I'm just saying I can't remember. It was high. It was like 9.2875.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It was a weird
Yeah.
pie type number.
Yeah, it was like 3/8.
So, Jamie, have you ever had Benchmark before?
I can say I never have.
Jamie has an excavating company. He's done quite a lot of work for me, for my family, and including your house, Don.
Yep.
Putting your backyard back
Mhm.
together.
Thanks for that.
Yeah.
After we tore it up.
Yes.
He has a lot of connections in the construction industry, especially Amish. He works for a lot of Amish people, and they know how to put up a garage too.
Yeah, they move pretty good, don't
They
they?
move really good.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, it's quite impressive, to be honest with you.
I'm going to try this shit.
All right, so what are you smelling off the top? Oh my gosh.
Nice.
Yeah, Richie, what do you got there?
It's very nice. Spills very smooth.
I'm getting like a wood that's not oak. Maybe Jamie knows.
I'm
What am
saying
I
it.
smelling?
I'm saying it's very strong alcohol. That's what I'm going with.
What kind of tree does that come from, Jamie?
Yeah. Nothing else tree.
Things that Australian stuff.
Oh, it's the cypress, Australian
Yeah,
cypress
that's
tree.
it. That the koalas go in.
Hmm. No, I mean, there's definitely something different about this.
I don't want to
Like,
say it's cedar, but it's something fragrant.
man, there's something special about this one. It's
Mhm.
unique. It definitely has a unique aroma to it. I'm waiting for Google over here to put his nose on it.
I'll figure it out.
Richie, you already had a sip. What's it taste like?
It's very good.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it 100 proofer?
Mm.
No.
Not to me.
That's interesting. Someone's got
No, it's on trifecta.
all right. Well, we'll keep it there, I guess. We're still
Right.
good.
Yep.
Definitely hints of peat. First taste. Did you taste it?
Yeah, it's everything's right up front. There's nothing lingering there either. It's
Mhm.
when it's in there, then it's done.
It's not as complex as
Yeah,
the
that's
first one we
Kind
tried.
of what I was trying to say.
Yeah. This is definitely like so far,
Mhm.
it's kind of like it smells, the aroma's a little different,
Mhm.
and then you taste it and it is like one taste. There's nothing more to it.
But it doesn't have that 100 proof. It's smoother than that,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, it tastes warm, but it's not burning at all. Is
Hmm.
it pecan? You wouldn't know.
I can eat pecan.
Oh.
Pecans. Those cashews that get me, dude.
Gotcha. I thought a pecan was from a tree.
It is like it's weird. My allergy is really weird, to be honest. Some nuts, like, and don't go saying these nuts. I crackled there. My bad.
So the low hanging ones.
The low hanging ones I'm good with, but I think it's my mic that's crackling. To be honest,
Do I
with you.
get some pineapple in there?
No, I wish we did.
You know, if Garrett was here, we would have had the pineapple here. We have a little surprise next week. Garrett Nolan's coming on.
Mhm.
This week he had to leave. He had to go have an audition. He's that big actor type guy, and so he's coming on next week now. And we're gonna give everybody a little heads up to it, but it's gonna be a fun one.
Mhm.
And Richie, you're gonna have to be on
And
again.
Rich is
I
coming
guess.
back.
Okay.
You're getting to be one of our favorite guests.
There we go. Like Ed McMahon.
Yeah.
Jamie, how's it
Sort of.
tasting to you now?
Well, I was wondering that smooth thing you guys are talking about. Does like your lips tingling? Is that part of the smooth shit?
That's the best part.
then
Do-
it's, then
do
it's smooth.
Do you feel the burn going down?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay, it's smooth.
Yeah, it's like 93 octane stuff. Yeah.
This is more like an 89 octane.
Mhm. Premium.
I don't know, man. Like it's just I'm not catching. I'm a little disappointed. I got to tell you, compared to the
Yeah,
night
the-
$17 bottle we had last week.
Yeah, the original with the plastic cap. Old number 8. I mean, this one's it's good. I think it's going to change as we go. It's starting to open up to like chocolate and stuff.
I'm not getting that. I am getting a little bit,
Mhm.
but I'm not quite there with that yet. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, so this one's much different than what we had. So it's got the rules right on it. So the Bond and Bond Act of 1897 set strict standards for bonded whiskey. It's 100 proof, Kentucky straight, aged 4 years to meet those standards. All the distillate comes from the same season. Aged in a bonded warehouse. That's why it's called that. And the benchmark story was about 1773. 3 McAfee brothers named James, George, and Robert left Virginia westward to explore the uncharted territory that would be known as Kentucky. Traveling by canoe at first, the McAfee Company eventually followed a native trail overland that led to the Great Buffalo Crossing. Hint, hint. Where the
Interesting.
brothers surveyed the land, now home to the world's most award-winning distillery, Buffalo Trace. Surveyor marks left behind are known as benchmarks, and the Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey honors the pioneer spirit of these early American explorers.
I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, maybe the bonded thing has something to do with it.
Yeah,
So
Bonded's
the
gonna
last
change.
one was that only 4 year? That was 8 year, wasn't it?
And I think it's a 4-year.
Was it a 4 year?
Yeah.
It's just kind of wild. I really expected more out of this bottle,
Mhm.
to be honest with you. So on the way here, actually, I was already here. Don was coming. Richie was confused as to whether or not we were still doing the show because our other guest had to cancel. But we were like, Richie, come on over. Like, what are you doing? You know, we don't need the pineapple, which is next week's joke. And he's like, dude, I'm with 3 dancers from Club Fred's. And is it cool if they come over? And I'm like, yeah, why not? You know? And we were all excited. And I said, my Amber has the stripper pole that we're putting up in the cigar lounge. And she brought it down today. and we were setting it up tonight.
Anthony
I
had the
said,
grease out
we already had everything ready for these girls to come over. And he showed up and said April Fools. I was like, well, shit, dude. He's like, where's the stripper pole? I was like, well, I actually have it, but it's not set up yet. Anyway, thanks, Richie. That was a bummer.
Oh, well.
Hats off to Club Freds, too.
Yeah.
Our sponsors, New Trail,
Mhm.
Chris Blogger. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Cheers.
Hey, thanks for having me here. So what got you guys into this?
We love to drink bourbon and smoke cigars.
That I knew.
That's fair.
I think it was just like the preempt to the cigar bar.
Mhm.
So like we were talking about doing the cigar bar over there 2 years ago. It didn't happen over there because we bought this place or the sidebar and started redoing the second floor. And so trying to get like a feel for the cigar people in Williamsport, we started doing the podcast. And it was out of pure fun, to be
Mhm.
honest with you.
Mhm.
It might have been before the cigar club
Yeah, it was. We were in your living
thoughts. Yeah. It was just one day we came up with it. And we
Yeah.
we're like, fuck it. Let's do a show.
room. Mhm.
Cool. Now, were you guys drinking when you came up with this?
Yeah, there's a
Oh,
lot of
yeah.
bourbon
Okay.
involved.
I think we actually set the page up that night and everything. YouTube, Facebook, everything,
Yeah.
and went live.
Yeah.
And we already had a couple in us
Mhm.
too.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Cheers. I mean, when did it start? 2023 or 2022?
I think it was winter 22. It was cold.
Excuse me.
I think you were still half laid up.
With my leg. Really?
Mhm.
Was it that long ago?
Mm-hmm.
First one, did I still have a cast or
You might have
remnants
like,
of
the
something?
air
The
cast
sling
or something.
air cast, yeah.
Yeah.
The boot. Had the boot.
The boot, yeah.
Interesting. We should have Jess on the program now that I'm thinking about this. Why haven't we had Jess on this program?
She's at work.
I mean, we'll have to do it later or earlier then next time.
She would love to be here next week.
That's a good idea.
I mean, Richie, you might have to sit that one out then.
That's okay. That's okay.
I don't know. That might get a little frisky.
That would be a good combination.
It actually would be probably.
Yeah, it would.
I don't know. I mean, as like Garrett's like
Unless you have a list of questions for each
He's-
of them.
he's not bashful on camera, but he's like a quiet
That's right.
kid. You know what I mean? Like he's a quiet kid. I mean, okay, we'll ask. We'll see. That might be a good combination. Jess can bring over a couple friends, sit in the lounge while we're out here talking to hang out with Richie. So Richie's
Yeah.
oh, I got some caramel now.
Mm.
It kind of started with almost like a cinnamon, but now it's
I didn't taste it. I did not
Now it's
smell that. I
Incredible
didn't
how
taste
much
it.
it's changed.
Huh?
That's incredible how much it's changed in the past couple minutes.
just gotta let it breathe a little bit. Tell it a story.
Wow, it's crazy. The aroma is definitely different.
Mm-hmm.
A lot sweeter, smoother smelling.
Yeah, I'll go with that. Yeah.
How's your lips?
Yeah.
I don't know. The flavor is still just straight
Yeah.
one.
Yep.
There's no complexity
That's
to
pretty
this at
muted.
all. This is a mixer.
Mm.
I would say you're gonna mix this.
It's cheap enough.
How much was this bottle, Don?
Like 24.
Oh yeah.
So it was still 30% higher than last week's
Yeah,
bottle.
yeah.
But wow. I mean, I can't believe I'm feeling this way about this bottle. I thought it was going to be better. Maybe a cigar will help this.
It smell a lot better.
It is smelling a lot better, but that's only half the battle. First half.
The bad half.
So you guys try a different bottle, like every different cast.
Yeah.
Different bottle, different cigar. We try to pair it up appropriately. So today we have the Aging Room Rare Collection Raphael Model. And I have not had this cigar. Richie, you've had aging rooms before. I have too. I have not had this one though.
Right.
And I don't know how rare this collection is or what constitutes it being
Says it's
rare,
rare.
but I don't know what it's rated either. I'm not sure. Jamie, I hope you're smoking because I got you one.
No, I don't smoke them, but I love to smell them.
Oh man, I should have gotten two. I don't know what I was thinking. Call Jess. Jess, I'm sorry you're in conversation. April Fools. Jamie, did you get fooled today?
No,
You didn't.
no, kind of bummed about that. Did you?
I think Richie was the only one that got me. I don't think I was fooled at all today, to be honest with you. But I was just here
I got
working.
one.
You did?
Yeah. So somebody on the Facebook page, PA Bourbon Squad, a lot of guys on there. Every time something goes up on the whiskey release page on Fine Wine, everybody goes ape shit. Oh my God, there's bottles! Everybody go get them. And guy goes Stag Junior up on the release page, and got like 300 comments or something.
Is that right?
Yeah.
No, I heard they were stopping that.
They there's plans to change. I don't know if there's still rumors or not, but there's something about going back to more in-store stuff
Right.
and less online.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's good for some people, it's worse for others. There's
I think
just
it's
never
nice.
gonna be enough bottles.
I think it's nice that they have that,
Mhm.
the lottery. And
Mhm.
although I think it makes sense to get it out in the stores and it would be a little more, I don't want to say even fair, because there's the guys that are there
Yeah.
at 5 o'clock in the morning
I
waiting
can't
in line.
stand at a store from 5 to 9:30 waiting for them to empty the truck.
Yeah. Happens every week.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I have a feeling this is going to be a very robust cigar. It doesn't look it.
Smells Nicaraguan.
It.
What does Nicaraguan
is.
smell like?
I was going to say it's got to be
It's
Nicaraguan.
It's particular, and I can't place it, but you know it when you smell
Let me smell something from
A little
Nicaragua.
earthy.
It's definitely earthy.
Oh yeah, that's definitely yeah.
it.
You can smell it now, right? I mean, there's no
Oh, yeah.
doubt it is.
Oh yeah.
So I was gonna get this Padron, and I didn't do it. I might do that next week though. I saw another one. Fuck, I can't remember what it was.
You had one last week, right?
What
The Padron.
was it? A Padron? I don't know. I think it was Rocky. Was it a Rocky Patel last week?
Mhm.
And then there were a couple of ones that I saw there that I was really into, and I landed on this one because I know Richie smoked a lot of cigars too, and I kind of figured he probably would not have smoked this one.
You know what I really like is them cherry Swisher sweets. Them things are pretty good.
You'll have to do a week with that.
We'll do it with what's that Jim Beam product? Red Stag.
Stag, Red Stag,
Yeah. So you turn up a notch, and then
Red
next,
Stag, and
then the week
Swisher
after that,
Sweets.
you go with the grape flavor Swisher sweet.
We're gonna all be going out of here diabetics,
Right. That'd be sweet.
lungs included.
Not as harsh as you think it was going to be. Good draw.
It is a good draw.
Pretty medium bodied.
It is very medium. It's not bad.
Not at all.
It is earthy.
Good smell. Definitely Nicaraguan.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely is.
Well, if you say Nicaraguan or Dominican, you get 95%. All right,
So
I smoke it again.
it's good. It's not a bad cigar. It's not going to be one of those that they're going to go and rate, I would say.
A lot of the aging rooms are rated pretty high, though.
They are or they aren't.
Are.
They are.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to think that this one's not rated that high.
I don't
To
know.
be honest with
Can
you.
we look it up?
Yeah. I'll tell you what though, it is a nice taste.
I
It's
bet
a nice flavor.
it's 90 plus.
I don't know. We're gonna see.
Did you ever do the Tayback on the show?
We did.
Did you?
hmm
It's got a 92.
A 92. There you go. 92 rating for what? Does it say?
I think that's just a general rating.
Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah.
Sometimes they specify. So this cigar was $16.
Oof.
It's a higher cigar.
Wow.
So when you take that into account, right? Smoked a lot of $16, $20 cigars, and I don't think this rates up there with those. But it is drawing nice. It has a great flavor. It's not a real robust, it's not a real tobacco-y flavor. It's more of a mellow, earthy, like I'm gonna go back to like a pecan. Like it's almost like a nuttier type wood or nuttier type leaf, and you're tasting that. It's sweeter, it definitely is. But it's actually a good cigar.
It is.
Yeah. I don't want to downplay it like that. The more I smoke it, the better it is. You need more, or were you
little bit.
cheersing me?
Both. Thank you.
You're welcome, Don.
Mm.
You're welcome,
Thank you. That last sip that
Jamie.
I just threw down, and empty the glass, is like chocolate milk.
Oh, backwash.
Real weird.
It's-
Yeah.
It's got to be the cigar.
It
Maybe
might
the
be. It's
crisp.
like bringing out the sweetness of this.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. I just smelled chocolate milk.
I know. You're
As
step,
I took
step
the-
behind. I know.
It's crazy.
But it even had like the body.
smell it,
It even
Richie?
had like the
Yes.
body of it when I
Jamie, smell that. Do you
Good
smell
enough.
chocolate milk? Tell us
So
we're
it's-
crazy.
You guys are crazy. I'm thinking if you guys think this tastes like chocolate milk, you guys drink way too much of this stuff. I'm just saying.
Cigar
No, this is
combined with-
this is still like
it's gotta be
93
the
octane.
smoke.
There. Let me blow some smoke into your face, Jamie.
Yes,
then.
give me some
Go
of
ahead,
that
hold on.
stuff.
It's got to be the smoke that's changing it because I mentioned chocolate.
I get in there and smell
I
it.
think before you lit them.
Oh yes, the Nicaraguan hardwood mixed with this to give it the chocolate taste. That's it.
No, I swear. It almost even smells like strawberry.
No, that's what did it.
strawberry
Seriously.
milk, chocolate milk.
Seriously,
You did
it did.
I
That's
swear
what
to God.
happened.
Yeah, I swear.
This is what the pairings are all about. Seriously, like a cigar will totally change everything
That is
about
crazy.
the bourbon. I didn't try it yet, Don. Does it have a different taste, or is it still just the same?
No, it even has like, when you're at the bottom of your glass and it's got like more of the Hershey syrup at the bottom than milk, and it's got like a particular body to it. Like that's even
What the hell?
that even has like that like almost syrup to it.
Would that be like the Hershey's chocolate syrup or the Nestle Quick stuff?
The Hershey's, the good stuff.
Okay.
Hershey's looking at me like a
Okay, so it is
No,
kind of crazy. Though. It is kind of crazy. Like you do taste, it has a totally different flavor, and it's so much for the better.
Yeah, I think the earth of this maybe covered up the peat that we were getting earlier. And you're just kind of left with the sweetness.
I tell you, it took a whole new flavor to the cigar as well.
Mm.
Everything about it, like, it's coming together a lot better now than when we first started. Like I was gonna MF, benchmark for this one, and the cigar was, okay, but like the pairing is actually coming together pretty
Gotta
good.
Remember the matchup.
We have everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess where did it ever become where cigars go on bourbon? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
'Cause
Well, I mean-
every bourbon drinker that I know is a cigar smoker.
There's a lot of complementary flavors.
It's hard to
I think.
say.
A lot of crossover.
I mean, I'm gonna go back to,
Oh boy.
like tobacco is huge down south as well, right?
Mhm.
Pennsylvania is a huge tobacco state.
Yeah.
And we
Home of
actually
bourbon.
have in Pennsylvania the highest amount of Amish and tobacco producing fields. I don't want to say in the U.S., but it's up there. And the next place is going to be, I think it's Kentucky, isn't it?
Virginia, Kentucky.
I think it's actually Kentucky for tobacco farms.
Mhm.
We could Google that. We should Google that too while we're on the show before we start going making. But I'm pretty positive
Wild
it's like
assumptions.
it's down there or it's up. Kentucky is up there. So, I mean, I think tobacco and bourbon has gone together since, the creation of plants and fucking,
Animals.
yeah.
Think about it. You got corn, tobacco. It's all there. They're putting it together, making products.
Yeah,
from
right.
The beginning of this country.
Mm-hmm.
Tobacco production over the last 3 years, far and away, North Carolina. North Carolina is double, maybe a little bit more than double, Kentucky, and then Virginia, Tennessee, Georgia, South Carolina, Pennsylvania.
So specifically cigar leaves,
Mm.
because I think is there a difference in
Definitely.
tobacco?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes.
I think Pennsylvania grows a lot of cigar tobacco. And I don't know if there's that big of a difference.
Connecticut still produces the most wrapper leaves.
That makes a lot of
That
sense.
makes a lot of sense. Other states in the nation where tobacco is grown for cigars are mainly Pennsylvania, Kentucky, and Florida.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Because I think a lot of the Amish cigar
about-
tobacco
Richie talked about
growers
Yeah.
that last
are
time we were
moving
on.
to Kentucky.
I met
Yes.
a guy, said he was going to bring me a Pennsylvania tobacco rolled cigar, and that was pretty old. He might not have made it.
No.
So-
Maybe you just didn't remember.
I know a handful of Amish where
Mhm.
I was actually on site with them that actually they're become my friends, where the sales rep for cigars actually coming out of South America would actually come to their farms. And so the outside, like the wrap and the inside all came from the same plant, but they would grade it, and like the top grade would, determine if it was the wrap or inside or whatever. But yeah, a
Interesting.
lot of it. But they were tied into, well, they
So
are
is that the Stoltzfus?
Silvis buyers. Yeah.
So, we want to
Fishers.
get a couple of, oh yeah, the Fishers too. We want to get a couple, good Pennsylvania hand rolls up here. Like who's the guy that did the garage or the roof?
Oh,
Levi
yeah.
Fisher, right?
Yeah.
So Levi has his own tobacco that he rolls, right?
They all
He-
do. Yeah.
Yeah, they all roll their own cigars. I want
Yeah.
to get one of those guys here rolling us
Yes.
up some cigars.
I'll tell you a funny story on that. So one of my friends, close friends, Amos, he moved to Kentucky, but he lived in Nippenose. Very close friend. I would stop and see him all the time in the winter just to shoot the shit. And when they were taking care of the tobacco, and Amos, straightforward kid, never does anything wrong. I said, Amos, you ever chew this stuff? Because I like chewing tobacco. And no. So we tried it. And I tell you what, I got a little dizzy on that stuff, but I've been chewing for many, many, like 40 some years. Amos was on the floor.
So it was like wait, he was on the floor after chewing it?
Amos was on the floor. I
So-
got a little dizzy, but Amos went down.
So he never chewed tobacco before, he just smoked it.
Yeah, and that put him down.
Good businessman.
So wait, was the tobacco, was it a little moist? Was it it wasn't dried out?
Oh,
for-
it was drier than hell. Yeah, but it still had potency.
But you took that shit, put it in your lip.
Oh,
and
yeah.
started-
Yeah.
Dude, I used to chew Red Man when
That's
I
so
was like
cool.
12.
Oh yeah, well it was like Red Man, but like 10 times stronger and dry.
Awesome. Awesome.
So my question is, this cigar tobacco in Pennsylvania, does that get shipped to the Caribbean to be rolled into cigars?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
So
Like
they-
a lot of they import or export it down
Wow.
to
Yeah.
the Dominican and Nicaragua, and they actually use it to roll a lot of cigars down there.
That's crazy.
But then you also have a couple of the rollers that came up into Miami, and they have, or in the area, Florida, and they're rolling and making all their cigars there. So a lot of our stuff goes down to Florida too,
Mhm.
to the Miami area. And
Did-
Jamie, you might have been the one that told me about a couple of the Amish people locally that moved to Kentucky
Yes.
because the taxes got too high in PA. So they moved down there Even for Amish, the taxes were too high. What the hell? I
history-
mean, that's Pennsylvania for you,
History
right?
repeats itself.
No.
It does, right?
Yeah. And plus a win-win for them because the majority of theirs around here, they have to pay to have it hauled to Lancaster, and that's where it's bought. You know, so they move down there. Boom, it cuts out a lot of
Sure.
their trucking expense.
Mhm.
I'm sure Amos would be able to get us some stuff.
Do you think all that export gets labeled as Nicaraguan? We should get some credit.
I would think they have to, like on their wrappers, like they're all pretty proud of what
Mhm.
they're making. But a lot of our stuff here would go to the hand rolls type.
Gotcha. Yeah, I
Stuff
was
as
gonna say,
well, right?
I haven't seen it on a label.
Hey, you know, maybe down in Nicaragua. I haven't been there.
Yeah,
My brother goes
Pennsylvania.
there every now and then, right?
Yeah, find out first.
I will. Yeah, right. I think we actually have a friend that lives there. Rick Marabito's brother Nick has a mountain that he bought in Nicaragua. But like, I swear to God, no joke.
Sounds made up.
He can.
Rick and Nick.
I'm sure if you go down, it's true though. Nicaragua might be like, oh my God, look, this is the United States tobacco. It might
Right.
be like
It's like a
Cuba is to us,
yeah, like a
right?
fine import or
It's
something.
actually a dormant volcano.
What?
Boy, that just ended
I was waiting for
conversation.
the rest of that.
didn't it?
Oh, that was the other really funny joke I saw today. Somebody climbed up on a volcano and started burning a pile of tires and freaked everybody out. Black smoke. They thought the volcano was going to erupt.
That's a good one. That's a good one. We do that.
Dude, that's so messed up. Where was that?
Sitka, so Alaska.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to say Shamokin.
Yeah, go to 4 Mile Island. Light up all those old
Blow up.
those tires down there.
Green smoke.
All right, so this is definitely opening up. I really like it now. It's becoming a little more to me than what it was.
So it's definitely a cigar drinking bourbon.
But it definitely is.
Are we still in Nicaragua? Are you sure it's not Panama?
I'm positive it's not Panama,
Okay.
but it definitely opened up a little bit. It still has like maybe we have two-way traffic coming now as far as the complexity, but it's only a 2-lane highway, you know?
Yeah, you might not agree, but I'm getting like fleeting citrus, which is it's really strange. Not a normal character.
Google.
That don't come from
Jamie,
us.
tell me if you taste that citrus.
I think that comes from hours of drinking.
Hours, days.
Days. No,
I mean, just today.
I'm interested to see what Jamie has to say now.
I really don't have much to say.
I want you to sip that and tell me what you taste. Close your eyes and think about it.
It hits the front of your tongue like citrus too.
Think really hard. Look deep into the glass. Think deep into the
whiskey.
glass.
I'm tasting that like oat barley hardwood tree that like koalas climb in. Yes, I think that's what it is.
Eucalyptus. So a little
Yeah,
bit of
eucalyptus.
a little
Yeah, a
bit
little
of
bit eucalyptus.
citrus.
And
Yes.
eucalyptus is citrusy. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yes. We're
Is
there.
it? I think it is.
Yeah. Now, Don, when you close, did you see the koala bear?
I was watching you.
When the bottle's gone. See that stuff.
Richie, what you got now? What do you got?
It's unbelievably smooth now.
A lot smoother than when we
Oh
started.
my God. Unbelievable. I don't get any citrus. And that chocolate milk's gone.
Chocolate milk's totally gone.
Yeah.
Dude, that was crazy though. Like legitimately chocolate milk. I couldn't believe it. Don, I thought you were so full of BS, but like it was there. I mean, it's still a little sweeter
Mhm.
on the nose, definitely than when we started.
I mean, it's sweet and it's woody, but there's still not a lot more complexity behind that.
It's the woodpecker.
Mhm.
Woody woodpecker. Jamie, how many holes have you dug
Where?
anywhere? The ones that you could tell me about.
In total.
Actually, the ones that you can't tell me about, how many of those are there?
The ones I can't.
Yes.
None.
We haven't dug many holes. No, just kidding.
How many carcasses, no matter what the carcass was, have you buried?
Animals, you're right.
Whichever one you want. I didn't specify. I just
Yes,
want to know.
animals, many.
Have you poured lots of concrete?
Yes.
Have you left holes that were really deep there for landowners or people, and then come back the next day and they were a little fuller than they were the day before?
To do
You poured
whatever
the
they want
concrete.
with it.
How about them Mets?
You know, it's a little on the nose for you to name it Whacker Excavating. Like your two services.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we do it all. We do it all. We do it all.
Jamie came to my house and
Your
I was
hole is
like,
our goal.
let's hear another one. Jamie came to Dawn's house when we were redoing Dawn and Sabrina's house before they moved in, and we had
A mess.
a mess. And I was like, I don't know why you were there. Actually, you were dropping off some topsoil, and I was like, hey, what would it take just to spread this huge pile of topsoil for me, right? And he's like, I'll do it in 45 minutes. And it was like 2 hours. I think he had underestimated what it was. But in 2 hours, it would have taken me 3 days, right? And I don't have a skid steer like you had. I don't have the knowledge like he has. I would have gotten it. It would have taken me a lot longer. But in literally 2 hours, a triaxle full of dirt. In 2 yards, my father-in-law's
Yeah,
too.
2 yards.
It was crazy. How many years do you have running equipment like that?
I'm 54 since I was
You're
probably
not
7 or 8.
54. Are you 54?
I'll be 55 in May.
I was thinking 75, but I'm just joking.
Get out.
So you'll be 54 and you've been doing it since you were what?
I've been doing stuff with my dad and my uncle since I was like 8.
Like 40.
Did they have an excavating company?
My uncle had a strip mining outfit.
No kidding.
down
Where?
Beach Creek, at Monument, Baronsville.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense then. I'm pretty good when I get in there, right?
You're damn good.
Yeah.
As long as nobody's around. No, I'm just kidding.
Stand
I,
back.
I think if I ever just had to find a job, I think I'd go work for Jamie, to be honest with you. I think I'd do really good for you.
Do you think you can handle the fun?
I
Mm.
There's a lot of
don't
fun.
know about the fun.
There's a lot of fun.
Kind of a dry sense of humor kind of guy. But I think I could do it. He gets in there like fucking balls deep into everything. It's
Mhm.
crazy.
Jamie did the cabin, right?
He did the cabin, the walled cabin.
Oh, I just stopped up there this weekend to check it out.
Well,
Is it
this
holding up?
weekend's the first weekend of trout, so you're coming up.
Yes. Oh my God.
Richie,
this
too.
weekend, yes.
You got to
Yeah.
come up and bring a little bit of food, and we do some cooking and have a big party, and we'll do a at least one review up there, probably 2.
Yeah, Merry Fishmas.
Maybe we'll bring Mary Fishmas. We'll bring Garrett up there and do the show.
I'm not coming back up there if it's over 50 degrees because you guys have got like the largest reptile that lives up there.
Is that so?
Oh, the black snake.
So that snake is still there,
That's
right?
not a black snake. That's like some anaconda bullshit.
So we did not kill that one, right?
Nope.
No, that thing took out trees.
That thing was as big as a tree,
It
a
was
couple of trees.
It was a big skin laying in the driveway.
Did you see the video of it crawling up the
Yeah.
tree?
Yeah.
Craziest thing
He's
ever.
happy up there.
That thing was all 7.5, 8 foot.
Oh my gosh, yeah,
Keeps the mice away.
it does.
Yeah.
Still haven't had any.
Right. Not since we saw him.
You're
Yeah.
not gonna.
No,
Mice. The deer and the bear don't even come around now. The freaking thing eats everything.
it ate the kin, the bear kin.
Yeah, there used to be a huge raccoon under the porch.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
No, the anaconda has them.
That snake was big though.
That was big.
It was
So-
big.
So like day 2, I was up there and it was like, that was the 5th snake. But the other ones were like 2.5, 3 footers. They were like huge, but not like this like super enormous thing.
Mhm.
And then when I saw that go up the tree, I told my guys, I'm out because I got tired looking at the ground all day. But when you have to look down and up, game over.
Yeah, that's not
I'm
good.
out of there.
Yeah,
Gone.
that's when you start knocking people's heads off
They're
with
in the
the
trees.
Shit. Yeah.
what do you call the thing at the end of the thing?
The the thing at the end of the thing. Yeah,
The
the,
scoop,
the steer.
The bucket.
the bucket. Yeah, that's when you knock a guy's head off with a bucket.
The bucket.
Hold on, Don.
Freaking gone.
So how many snakes did you see up there?
Myself, I saw 3, but from the pictures from my other guys, there was like herds of them.
Hmm.
They even
In
went
the
out. And
cabin.
caught, they
Yeah.
yeah, they even went out in the stream and caught some.
Well, I remember the one out in the stream, or maybe even 2 out in the stream I was there for. But Richie, when they were pulling up, like we had to take out a couple trees. We tried to keep all the full-grown trees there, and then we laid out all the riprap. What do you call that? It was number what?
6s and 8s.
6 and 8. So they're pretty big stones. And man, when they started digging out some of that bank to get it, ready, it was crazy. Sorry. When they started preparing
Yes.
the bank, there were a lot of snakes out there.
Yes.
And it was just from like the equipment rumbling the ground and everything else. Like it disturbs everything. I think a lot of animals heard what was going on too, came down to take a look. They looked down and they're like, oh yeah, hey, looking good.
that
And
guy
took
again.
back up on the mountain.
Here's my snake story.
I want to hear it.
The country club, the patio, a couple landscaping trees there right next to the stone of the patio. We have a flood one day. Water's up over the bank. I'm walking down the patio. I go like this. That water took up all their burrows and whatever. They all went into those trees. Literally,
Yes.
both those trees
Yes.
were full of snakes.
Mhm.
Could not believe it.
Like Vietnam.
Oh yes. Black snakes. Yes.
Did you get a picture of that?
I do. I have a video somewhere.
No way.
I swear.
How many snakes do you think were up there?
Probably 7 or 8 in each tree.
That's freaking herd.
What?
Herds.
They had
That's-
nowhere else to go.
So that's why we saw what we saw close to the creek.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
I'll show you a
crazy.
video
Yeah.
later.
So then, like every flood, did you see the same thing?
I only saw
or you
it that
didn't?
one time. I guess it was maybe just particularly the way that water came up that time. It was fast and they had to get somewhere quick, and that's where they went.
Dude, I mean, that's crazy. It blows my mind. I never would have thought it. And I heard people talk about snakes and trees and stuff. And I was like, no way, until I saw that black snake.
Mm.
And that black snake just hightailed it, like crossed the driveway. I followed it, watched it in between. I thought it was going to go up into my truck or something, right over to the tree, up on the tree, slithered across like the
Oh, he
wire,
went across the
power
freaking
line.
wire. Then
Yeah.
he went up on the upper
And
wire.
went- yep. Oh, he did.
Remember
Like
that?
he was in the middle of and no trees around, and this snake went up wire to wire and then started crawling this way. Like they have some great movement.
My Uncle Jack enlisted for Vietnam so he could choose where he was going. And he was an army engineer. And they were like, all right, go bulldoze this jungle. And as he's driving the bulldozer, there's snakes falling out of the trees onto the top of the cab, just thumping and thumping. And those had to be really venomous, not like PA, but
Wow.
yeah, I can't imagine.
How big was that area? Do you know?
No.
Is he still
That was
alive?
a lot. Yeah, he's still around.
How old is he now? He's got to be in his 90s, right?
No,
No?
he's jeez. No, he's in his 70s, late 70s.
Yeah, true. He's
Oh,
probably
yeah. I
there
guess
when
that
he's
makes
18,
sense.
19,
Right,
20 years old.
right.
Mhm.
That's interesting.
Yep.
My
He's wild. We
grandfather's.
should get him on the show.
We should get him on the show.
He lives in Vermont. He did like maple and he had a hog farm and all kinds of stuff. And he was doing maple trees. He was cutting one down and he dropped it on his back. And wasn't paralyzed, but he's all messed up from it. Doesn't walk too well, but he still walks. So he forced himself to walk. But
So we're going to Vermont.
yeah,
Road
he's a
trip.
badass.
Road trip.
Now he's always in between.
Is
He's
he?
always getting on his bike to get around. So
So we can meet him in upstate New
yeah.
York.
He actually came here to hang out with Sabrina one night. I was away, and Sabrina was working.
Wait, he rode his motorcycle
Yeah, he was
down from
So
Vermont.
he was coming down 476, and he's like, "Oh, I'm going to stop through to Williamsport."
No way.
And I was like, I'm out of state. And he's like, "Oh, I'll just go hang out with Sabrina."
No way. How did I not know about
That's
this?
a couple years ago. I don't know.
I think we have to do that again.
Yeah.
Let's see if he'll do that again.
Yeah, he will.
That would be so cool.
Mhm.
And he should stay overnight this time.
Yeah, for sure.
Because he's going to have some bourbon and smoke some cigars and talk about snakes falling from trees.
Mhm.
That guy's awesome.
He is
we gotta
awesome.
beat him.
He was a Marlboro Red and Budweiser guy for the longest time because that's what you got for free in Vietnam. So that's what they were all loyal to. Genius marketing tactic.
What do you mind?
Yes.
What do you mean you got it for free?
It was around when he was out in Vietnam. Like, I don't know who shipped it in. The army, I assume.
Interesting.
It was just there. So that's what they drank. That's what they smoked.
So maybe Bud Light should give like free Bud Light to the veterans,
Well,
and maybe they could increase,
they
get
need to-
back what they lost.
They need to remind him because Uncle Jack's on PBR now, and every Vietnam veteran I know is drinking something else. So
Yeah. So it was Budweiser back then.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So what do we rate first on?
whiskey. Jamie goes first.
Jamie definitely goes. Jamie, wait, before you rate this,
Yeah, talk to me.
how many whiskeys have you tried? And I know you are partial to hold on, what did we drink at your house? Makers.
Mm.
Don't you drink Makers?
No, I don't drink any of this hard stuff. Somebody brought it.
Oh jeez, I thought you drank
No,
it. I
drink-
thought you had it
No,
there.
I like Sambuca.
I mean, that's why Jamie and I get along so
No,
well. And Richie
This
and
is prob-
Don.
This is probably like the second or third time I drank bourbon or whiskey.
So that night the one night at your house,
Yeah.
it was the championship. Maybe it was the World Series for the baseball.
Oh, it was. Yes.
When was that? This past year, right?
That was the year before.
Maybe it
Was
was.
It wasn't this last October. It's the October.
It's when you
before.
finished the
Yes,
up top.
Yes.
Okay.
Like a
Was
year
it
and a
that
half
long ago?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah.
So you had, I think Linda even bought something specifically for me because I was going up. Was that
Oh,
Makers?
yes. That's right. Yes.
But you had a bottle there too. You don't drink it?
No.
So what was your first one that you drank then? What did it look like? We can help you out.
Oh, you know what? Really was Jameson.
Irish whiskey.
Yes, Irish whiskey.
Okay.
A
So
lot
you
different
never
than
had a
this.
bourbon
I've tried it, but not actually drank like a whole like.
half bottle. Just joking.
That'd be a quarter.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
No.
So, what do you think of this? And you have nothing to compare it to. And we rate these
Right.
up to 10. Any decimal point that you want, right, Don?
Mm-hmm.
Are there any other rules, Don?
Them's the rules.
And
I'm gonna give it a 6.75.
I mean,
He's
hot
going
damn,
right for it.
he's good. I mean, 6.75 is actually pretty good. Why do you rate it a 6.75?
That just came to my head.
All right, perfect.
Just feels like it.
Yeah. It don't suck, but it's not like, oh my god, I gotta drink 3 bottles of it. You know what I mean?
Not like Sambuca.
Exactly.
So you're comparing it to Sambuca.
Oh yeah, that'd be like
so
an
a
11.
6.75 compared to Sambuca. I get it. I get your
Yes,
rating system.
Yes.
I feel
Yes.
confident now.
Sambuca would be like 11, beers 12.
Yeah.
Water to Sambuca.
There's really something wrong with Jamie.
Yeah, that's what I'm hanging out with tonight.
I like it.
I just got the step bus.
Richie.
So my favorites are Angel's Envy and Basil Hayden. They're my go-tos. So that being said, I go back to your mixer. It's probably better as a mixer. So I don't know, right around 6.5.
Cool.
Mhm.
So
Get a little reminder in there.
$100 proof at $24 a bottle. It's not a very difficult bourbon to drink. It has very little complexity, for sure. But I was really impressed about the cigar when we started that. But that's the next review, the one after right now. Man, I really don't think you guys are too far off, to be honest with you. Man. And it's really a shame. It's really a shame. I got to tell you. Coming from Buffalo, I mean, I think I gotta see the 6.75, to be honest with you. I can't even go 7 on this. I don't think I can go 7, which is really tough for me to swallow.
Mhm.
But the pairing's gonna be a little better.
Cool. So being a rookie, pulling that number off, I might get another shot at another game.
Mhm.
You will get another shot in
Yeah,
another
you'll-
game.
you'll come
Nice.
off the bench.
Yeah.
Nice.
Swisher Sweet Night.
You know,
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
Red Stag and Swisher.
Yes. I will even bring them.
yeah, dude, I'm going 6.75. I can't give it a 7. I really can't.
Mhm.
I'm actually really impressed that you went 6.75, right?
6, 7,
You
5.
went
Nailed it.
0.5.
6.5.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so right now, it's been changing as we've been drinking it, and right now it's throwing off more of a tart dried fruit, like dried cherries.
Dried cherries.
There's a little tartness up front. It's kind of fruity, still sweet. All the profiles that we threw out the whole way down, from Scotch through chocolate milk, it's like kind of all over the place. From Buffalo Trace, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Product produced at Buffalo Trace.
And I'm even giving it like I'm taking into consideration 100 proof
Mhm,
for $24,
mhm,
right? By Buffalo Trace.
mhm. Yeah, so I don't know if you can find another bonded whiskey at this price point.
But what do those bonded whiskeys taste like?
Yeah, this is not in the top half of the bonded
It's-
whiskey.
it's not. It's not.
No, it's in the bottom.
You so want to go
couple
over
points.
7,
No,
don't
I
you?
don't.
Okay.
I'm gonna agree with Richie and call this a 6.5. So 2 6.5s and 2 6.75s.
So we're at
6.25.
Oh my God, we got a 666.
Yes, we do.
Oh my gosh, we do have a 666.
We're a week early for that.
Oh.
Eclipse is next week.
April Fools, it's a 9. No. I wish we
Funniest
could.
shit.
I wish we could. We could have been talking like it's a 9 and then say April Fools is a 6.6,
Yeah.
you know?
And then to say that this is part of the benchmark series, which we're just getting into the beginning of, and
We
we
are.
have just had plastic screw top, old number 8 benchmark, and our socks were blown off by that one.
Totally.
Super, super, super good whiskey.
That whiskey, guys, was amazing.
Mhm.
It got the highest rating I think we ever had.
One of them.
Yeah.
What did you rate it?
It was like 9.375
Wow.
after the average. It was really great.
It was amazing.
Price point and all things considered, it was super, super good. You said this has like a lot of European character, or you said it doesn't have a lot of complexity. I'm going to say that's a lot of European characteristic. We said like Scotch in the beginning, it kind of is like an Irish where it's like thin and uncomplicated. And if you want a shot, this is a pretty good one. I wouldn't even mix this. Like,
It doesn't have too much taste to mix
yeah,
it, actually.
like Jim Beam has some bold flavors.
Don, your mic sounds great, just so you
Thanks.
know. Like it's
you turn the dials.
I know, but I can't get that sound on mine. We should echo mine or something.
Yeah, just mirror that.
But you're right. Like I feel like they were going in a direction
Mhm.
that maybe they missed the mark on.
And these are gonna be different. Maybe it's just a bad year of
It's
distillery.
kind of like some of those beers that
Mhm.
are made by anybody, including New Trail, that just kind of miss that mark
Mhm.
by a little bit, and it's like
Peach.
fuck.
He can't be perfect all the time.
I was gonna say I didn't want to say it, Richie, but listen, the peach wasn't bad though. It wasn't bad. There was just a lot of other better
Mhm.
beers that you guys made.
Mhm.
It's kind of like pizza.
Mhm.
There's no bad pizza. It's just some are better than others.
Yes.
Yeah, beer's the same way.
Beer is
Yeah.
the same way. Well,
Whis-
no, there's some beer
whiskey.
that sucks. There's some beer that's horrible. Like I would never drink.
Yes,
right?
but free beer and worth tasting pizza, they're both good. They're all good. You can't go wrong.
True.
Everybody drinks free beer.
Mhm.
And if your pizza sucks, it's still good.
Mhm.
You eat it and you drink it.
Hmm. For sure.
And we're basically just a bunch of poor idiots from Lycoming County that don't know jack shit, really.
I'll let you tell the story, Jamie.
I'm just saying.
So we're at a 6.66666666, right? And it's a well-deserved 6.66,
Mhm.
right? Again, just like you see this bonded too,
Mhm.
you think it's going to be something special.
Mhm.
You really do.
Oh yeah, for
Like
sure.
you see bonded, you don't know the whole story, but bonded doesn't mean good. Doesn't mean better.
And the guys who talk about this online, like some of them say the Bonded's the best out of the series, and it could be the year.
Yeah, right.
Okay, now I got a question, being a newbie. Rich, so what does bonded mean? Because I don't know.
He wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
No, but he
wasn't
knows. I can tell he's like a kingpin bourbon guy.
Don explained
No.
it all, Jamie. He explained it all
How did
earlier. Yeah.
Why didn't somebody tell me to pay
You,
attention?
you were looking at my backside, aren't you?
You gotta tell. We aren't supposed to be on the air when we talk about that
It's
shit.
made
But
with
anyways,
certain specifications, the distillates for all for bowling that year,
Mhm.
100 proof. What else?
It's aged in a bonded warehouse, so
Yeah.
so there's a bond with the U.S. government for that warehouse in particular. Just to, if anything goes awry, the government can. It's like an escrow account,
Now,
right?
the bonded thing, does that come from Prohibition?
It comes from before Prohibition. It was what, the dates on here. It's the Bottle and Bond Act of 1897, and it was brought to Congress by Colonel Taylor, the namesake of one of the better Buffalo Trace whiskeys. And he kind of got up in front of Congress to protect his industry, which is amazing, right? So he's this war hero. Now he's this amazing businessman. And he goes up there and he says, listen, the whiskey that people are buying, sometimes it's like moonshine, clear, and they're putting tobacco spit into the bottle to give it color.
get out of
They're
here.
not aging it in barrels. They're spitting in the bottle to make it brown.
No.
They're leaving in the methanol to increase their yield, which is poisonous, obviously. So you're supposed to cut that out and just have ethanol. They're doing all kinds of crazy shit that is endangering the consumer. So what we need to do is create a huge bond with the government to make sure that the product that the consumer is getting is safe and is really, really good. And it just led to revolutionizing the industry to make it, consumer protection.
So do you think we're actually drinking Amish spit right now?
No, it's bonded.
Oh, bonded. Okay.
It's guaranteed we're not.
Yeah.
Well, the
Yeah,
methanol,
so the bonded on the label was a guarantee that you're getting a high quality product.
Okay.
methanol is the first percentage that comes out.
I believe so. The heads.
And
It's all based on how long the carbon chain is. So the methanol is a shorter chain, ethanol is a longer chain, and then isopropyl, I think, is the tails.
they keep that out too.
Yeah. And that one's not poisonous, but it tastes terrible.
But I know there's stories about the methanol and people going blind and
Mhm.
stuff. Yeah.
Mhm.
Back in the day.
My uncle was a Philly cop, and one day get a call, go out to the woods of the park, right? And all right, mass casualty. Walks out. There's a circle of homeless guys, all dead around
Still?
a burn pile. No, like a fire.
Okay.
All dead in a circle around the fire. They were all passing around jugs of whatever cleaner they bought from like the drugstore.
Oh
So
no.
they were all drinking. Obviously, the cheapest thing that'll get you messed up, and every single one of them died right there around that fire.
Wow.
Oh. I will say so last year. So I don't really drink bourbon or whiskey. Well, really, I don't drink it. But last year I went on a tour. I was over in Ireland and I went through the Jameson tour, which is really freaking cool because I think that stuff's interesting. So I learned how Irish whiskey can only be made in Ireland. And they tell you about all the whiskeys. And I learned like bourbon can only be made in the United States. And there's only, I think, 2 or 3 states, maybe 4 that it could be made in. It can't be made anywhere else.
Yeah, there's a few more now that are getting into it, but it has to be a U.S. product.
Yeah.
A lot of people say it has to be a Kentucky product, but only the good ones come from Kentucky.
So I was helped my friend John, not going to mention his last name, and he's now a distiller in Pennsylvania, right? And we went down to his aunt's house, his great aunt who passed away. I can't remember the name of the city, but it was in West Virginia. And it was this house out in the sticks. And his uncle, Bob, was gay, had married a dude. His name was Carol or something. No, it was Aaron, I think. But we called him Uncle Bob and Aunt Aaron, right? And so Uncle Bob, I swear to God, this is a true story. This is a true story.
Are you allowed to be gay in West Virginia?
Yes.
Okay.
Like you are.
Just asking.
And well, I think they lived in like New York or somewhere.
Okay.
And they came down to West Virginia, like it to clear out the house because she died, her husband died, she died. So we went down to his aunt's house and cleaned it out, and we were moving them out. We were packing everything out. They were selling the house, everything else. We get up, and she had a lot of shit, right? And we go out on the back porch, second floor, and Uncle Bob goes out and he goes, "Holy shit, guys, we scored." And he grabbed this ceramic jug, popped the cork off of it, and goes, "Moonshine." And he started drinking it on his, held it up,
Over
right?
the shoulder, yeah.
It was crazy. He goes, "Here you go, Aunt Aaron," right? And he started drinking it. And I was like, what the fuck? And they're like, "This stuff's got to be 60 years old."
Just showed up.
He started drinking this stuff. And it was like bad. It was not good, but they loved it. I thought I was going to go blind. I thought I was going to be one of those guys around the fire down in Philadelphia. you
That
know?
was jet fuel.
It was jet fuel, dude. But we did it. And like she had, and he knew exactly what it was. His great uncle was a moonshiner and would fucking do the moonshine stuff.
Yeah.
And there was this huge jug. I mean, it was like I don't want to say 5-gallon. It wasn't that big, but it was 2.5 probably.
Yeah.
A ceramic jug that we started sipping out of.
It's amazing.
It was awesome.
It's so cool.
Fucked up. Meaning we got fucked up.
Shit, my phone's up there.
Yeah, I did.
I heard a story on the news today about, I can't remember which track it was. They found a cave under one of the NASCAR tracks. Did you see it today?
No.
Yeah. And they said it was definitely a moonshine thing. Whether they were storing, distilling, hiding, whatever. It was kind of national news today.
That was in Darlington, was it?
It might have been.
So wait, what happened? Did it like cave in? Was
No.
there like
I don't even know how they found it. I just heard it on the radio, but just do NASCAR moonshine cave. It'll come up.
it was today, April
Today?
1st.
Possible
Are we
moonshine.
sure it's not
Yeah, you never
April
know.
Fool's
No,
joke?
no, it's 4 days ago. Possible moonshine cave discovered in North Carolina.
North Carolina.
At so what's that, Brickyard?
Darlington. Charlotte. Darlington and Charlotte.
Jamie, do you watch NASCAR?
I lived and died it for many years.
Is that right?
For like 20 years.
Moonshine Cave, long rumored to be under historic NASCAR Speedway, possibly found in North Carolina. 700 square foot open area under North Wilkesboro Speedway.
Oh, Northwest Park, where they closed that. They shut it down. That was an awesome track.
Oh, that's how they found it.
Yes.
Digging around.
Under the grandstands.
Wow.
Super cool.
Well, 700 what? Square feet?
700 square feet.
Speaking of that, I got to say this because I was a huge Earnhardt fan. Huge. So we would go for years, all through the like late 80s, 90s, or 2000. We would hit everything. And our favorite track was Dover. We'd do that twice a year. So we were down there 20 sometimes. And we'd hit Richmond. We loved Richmond. We go down to Talladega. We went down because we were all Earnhardt fans. And out of like 200,000 people, you might have had one person that was an Earnhardt fan. That was all Earnhardt fan stuff. But we actually got to see, we were down in Talladega in 2000 when Dale won his last race in October. And it was so nuts because with 3 laps to go, they went under caution. He was sitting 21st and he ended up winning that race. We stayed for 45 minutes, walked out like it was Kmart here in Williamsport. Nobody around. Everybody freaking stayed. 200,000 people didn't leave. It was freaking
So
insane.
cool.
Nuts. We also got busted one night from the cops, and thank God because they would have put us in the Who's Cow, but we were Earnhardt fans, so let us go. That helped out too.
Why did you get busted though? That's the real story. Let's hear the
Kinda just
story.
skipped over that.
He did.
part.
He like went. Oh,
Kind
should I not have said
of
this?
like 8 guys in a van pissing in public, and they're because down there they like a minor offense, they take you right to freaking the Who's Cow. But we talked our way out of it, and they saw we're a huge deal, Earnhardt fans, and 20 minutes later, just don't do it again. Boom, dialed. If we were Gordon fans, we're
Oh,
still
forget
there.
about it.
We
Yeah,
are
it's
still
fine.
in jail.
That's great. You would have gone in for twice as long.
Yes. And I wouldn't have been using soap.
I just saw a picture of Earnhardt cheating, using his foot to raise the front of the car while everybody was inspecting the height of it or something. It's super badass.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we got to go on to the pairing, and then we'll conclude tonight. So, I think Richie and I are doing the pairing because you guys aren't smoking. So, Richie, I'm going to you first.
This is a great cigar. Smooth, mild, earthy, great draw, great burn, all the way around. If I see this in a cigar shop, I will buy it again and smoke it. As far as the pairing, yeah, it was very interesting. All the added things it did to this stuff here. I don't know. You and I are rating the pairing also.
We're just
Like,
doing the pairing right
You
now.
looked up the 92 rating. It's definitely 90 plus rated cigar. I mean, I really enjoy it. As far as the pairing, I think the cigar helped the bourbon. So we'll go 725.
I actually really like that rating.
Mhm.
Now, I think we could probably find another bourbon that would pair well with this cigar. And I think we'll give this cigar another chance for the pairing.
Mhm.
And I'm not quite there with the cigar as you are. But I will say it's burning perfect. It's great. It's a good draw. I think that, it has to do, like a lot of times if you get a bad burning cigar, you're like, it could have been the humidity or it's the cigar and you give up on it. Like this cigar is burning very well. It's a very good rolled cigar. I like it. I'll tell you, a 92 rating that or not rating on the cigar, I would have thought there's got to be some kind of specification to it, to be honest with you. I'm not a huge fan of the cigar. I think it's better than what we paired it with, though. I think if we had a different bourbon, the cigar would go a lot better, and I'd have a little more better qualities to the cigar too. The pairing, though, I'll agree with you, a 7.25, because like I think it brings out the best of what this bourbon is, but the bourbon is bringing out the worst of what the cigar is, which is not fair for the cigar at all. Truth be told. So I think the cigar should be a little better, but I already had this in my mouth before the cigar, and I'm kind of upset that happened, to be honest with you. So 7.25 for the pairing. I wouldn't do the pairing at all again. I would not buy this again. I would not smoke anything with that again, to be honest with you. So I think it's unfair to give the rating, but we have to. So 7.25. And maybe the pairing should be higher, to be honest with you, because cigar is actually bringing out a lot more in the bourbon. But yeah, 7.25. I like it. So 6.66, 7.25. We're still under a 7 overall, right? But it was good.
He really hates this whiskey.
Huh?
He really hates this whiskey.
Listen, there's whiskeys that have to be like 2.
Yeah.
We haven't found them yet.
No, we haven't.
There's whiskeys that have to be less than a
We don't-
6.66.
Yeah, we don't buy those.
No, I think we should.
Yeah.
That two
Like-
stuff, that'd be like Mad Dog 2020, right?
We can do that, Jamie.
Can't even
We'll
call
do
it
that
a
next
whiskey.
time.
With the grape Swisher sweets.
Yeah, I mean, we so we bought all these benchmarks. We bought 6 of these benchmarks to kind of show what cheap bourbon can be, and we're blown away by just the original
base.
old number 8 with the plastic screw top. This one's not in the mark. Well, we got 4 more to go, so they're
Yeah.
probably gonna do different things. And yeah, I mean,
Would you mix this?
no.
Why?
What is there anything you can do to this, Don, to make it better?
Well, the reason you mix it is because it's 100 proof.
Anthony's
know.
really dogging on it. I think it's a really good experience, this whiskey.
It goes well with Crisp Lager by New Trail. We can mix that together. I would try that actually. I'm sorry. I can't help it.
I think there's a theme on our show. When a whiskey has European characteristics, I hate it. Right? Like they're too smooth, they're too one note, they're too low bodied, and they don't do anything for me because I like cast strength stuff, and we have a foolproof benchmark to drink later. But if something doesn't have complex flavor and it doesn't have body, why am I going to put like club soda in it, or why am I going to make an old fashioned out of it? Like use something that has like bold directional characteristics, like Jim Beam, which is Jim Beam White Label. It's pretty cheap and it's very focused in what it's supposed to taste like. And you mix that with soda and it brings out, cinnamon flavors and vanilla flavors. Where this, I think, would be muted, even just with soda water.
Exactly.
I mean,
And then Richie likes Basil Hayden. Richie likes the lower stuff.
I hear what you're saying.
Mhm.
This is like the what was the vodka that
The Melee.
no Melee has a taste.
Yeah, it does.
Melee has
Yeah, absolutely.
a very unique
Oh, you're
taste.
talking
Right?
about a no taste.
Yeah. What is it? Shit.
Okay, so I got-
Grain. It's like grain
Oh,
alcohol, right?
Everclear.
It's not like grain alcohol because it
Everclear.
has a flavor, but
Mhm.
it's like grain when
and
you.
it has changing flavor, but it doesn't feel like evolving flavor where they kind of all fit together. It felt like it went here and there and all over the place.
College kids would love this.
Okay, so listen to me. So I'm new at this. So you guys, I know all you guys drink bourbon. So I want to know from each one of you, what is your favorite bourbon? So we know what you're actually like comparing everything to. We'll start off with Rich.
So maybe not the favorite. I guess the favorite is fair. But
Everybody does have a different thing, right?
you have your go-to, right?
Or
I have my
just- yeah, I
go-to
agree.
cigar.
Yeah.
Right,
That is my go-to. But then I have my favorite cigar, right?
right.
Two totally different things. And I smoke my go-to every day. I'm not drinking bourbon every day like that. But
You're not?
there are the favorite bourbons that you've
shit.
tried,
The lies.
and there's
No.
the ones that are your everyday drinkers, like
Yeah.
Angel's Envy, Basil Hayden.
Yeah.
I love them. I drink them every time I have a sip or have a nip. I have that. But then you have the ones that are just like, wow. That's what you're looking for, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So
so Rich, what is your like?
Basil Hayden and Angel Envy? If I go in and I want to drink bourbon, that's what I'm going to.
Okay.
I have tried some higher end Pappy, and if you haven't, it's unbelievable. People say, "Well, it's not worth it." Well, I had one of the higher years, and the flavors just on that first sip, it's just like boom,
Mhm.
unbelievable. You have no idea until you try one of them.
Mhm.
Have you tried one?
Yeah, all of
Yeah.
them.
Am I right?
Hmm. Yeah, the thing with those like 23-year-old bourbons is you hit a tipping point. I think it's around 20 years where the oak just becomes way too oaky for some people.
Just pointed out of the barrel.
Yeah,
being in there.
you're getting more tannin out of the wood when you get to that point, and it's just like there's a tipping point where most people can't handle it. But Pappies are kind of distilled to stand up to that.
Yeah.
Pappies are nice for
So
sure.
if I had all of them, it would be Basil Hayden for me.
Basil Hayes.
That's a
great.
daily drinker.
Okay. Interesting.
And yours, same thing.
I'm not gonna pick a favorite bourbon because I like variety. Like I like changing it up. My favorite brand of all time is Booker's, which is cask strength, and there's 4 different small batches, 3 or 4 different small single year. So every single bottle of Booker's that you get is unique. It kind of just evolves and changes based on which barrels they picked to go into that small batch.
Very high alcohol.
Very,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, like 123
Yeah, like
proof,
a lot higher than
134
this.
proof.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it's like it's got like kind of a syrupy complexity that stands up to the ethanol. Like there's a lot more behind it. But right now I have a ton of Weller Green Label Special Reserve, and I'll just drink. If I'm come home from work, grab 2 ounces. I'm probably just grabbing Weller.
All right.
see, I've never tried Weller.
Oh, we're gonna have a bottle.
Now,
Wow.
Now to Mr. Analyst, what are you coming up with?
Listen, so for the record, he's the bourbon analyst. There's no doubt. Don is Google of everything, and bourbon. But I drink a lot of Basil. I drink a lot of Angels. I love them both. I'll take some more. My favorite that I've ever had, though, I got to tell you this. True story.
Oh, yeah, Jamie. He's like, "Oh, don't leave me out."
Oh,
He
sorry.
wants one finger.
Go, Anthony.
Now I feel behind.
Last week with that benchmark,
Oh man,
that benchmark was one of my favorite bourbons.
yeah.
One of my favorite bourbons. It with hands down the most complexity, the most flavor. Like every spot of your tongue had something to yell at you, like yell. It was screaming, like give me some more. And I'm not speaking like an alcoholic. It's like the taste profile in that bourbon was off the charts.
And that one changed as we went through it, but it evolved. It flowed through a progression.
The bourbon did.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it wasn't because it had something to do with the cigar too. The cigar was a great cigar, but that bourbon sticks out in my mind almost as much as that Olds Bardstown or old
Old Bardstown.
Bardstown.
So yeah, I mean that one was super good, and we had high ratings on it, and it was a bottle that I know had been on the shelf for years and years and years because that label changed 6 years ago, and I found an old label. A
At the
lot of
liquor
people,
store?
yeah, no, in Jersey.
Okay.
That one was sitting around. People weren't looking at it. It's kind of at this medium low price point that people weren't looking for. I don't think. I mean, that one it blew us away. It changed to like cotton candy and Fun Dip,
Totally cotton
like
candy, guys.
cherry
Like,
Fun
it was
Dip.
crazy.
Which-
What cigar did we pair that with? We have to go back
something-
and look.
something bright, like nothing really earthy.
Yeah. But I don't think the cigar had anything to do with the flavor profile of the bourbon.
Yeah, I think that one was just so fun.
Yeah.
right? But it wasn't like stereotypical bourbon.
Yeah.
The most bourbony bourbon we ever had on the show was Blade and Bow down in Florida. That one just had cinnamon, vanilla, caramel,
And you just introduced that.
baking
I did.
spice. Like it was just those kind of dark baking spice flavors that you really expect to come out of bourbon, and it had all of them and nothing else. And I've been drinking a shit ton of Blade and Bow. I love that.
We drank it the other night
Yeah.
at the bar.
Yep.
It's like we have that at the bar. But the Blade and Bow is the cost comparison.
Sure.
It's up there. It's like $60, $70 a
60,
bottle,
yeah.
right? But you have that old Bardstown and it's like $23
Mhm.
and it was slamming.
Mhm.
Like I
Mhm.
can't get over the Blade and Bow. Or I mean the old
The old
Bardstown,
Bardstown, yeah.
right? Now, the benchmark last week, like I mean, it blew my socks away, right?
Mhm.
But I'm still gonna say the favorite bourbon I ever had, unexpected, the benchmark was unexpected last
Totally
week.
unexpected.
Yeah.
We
And-
came
and
in with
I'm-
no
I'm-
expectations.
And for whatever reason, I still go back to Old Bardstown,
Yeah.
even though the benchmark got a higher rating,
Mhm.
right? Old Bardstown, that one particular bottle that we had
Mhm.
blew my socks off. It
I
was my
understand.
favorite.
It was because it sat on the shelf that long.
I mean, they say the whiskey doesn't change once the bottle's sealed. Of course, when it's sitting in a store for that many years, it's going to get light struck. There's going to be oxidation from the light just coming through the glass. It was a dusty bottle, and I picked it up, but I think that's what that whiskey is. And there's two different kinds of Old Bardstown. That was estate, and the other one is bottled and bond,
Right.
which we haven't had.
Right.
Okay, so
So we
I
should
got
really get that one too.
Yeah.
so I got to ask this question too. So I don't know much about whiskey or bourbon, nothing like you guys do. So me being an outsider, so I know like in the whiskey world, whether it's like medium, upgrade, or whatever, everybody thinks like Jack Daniels is like not so much the tops, but the most well-known whiskey in the country. Okay, right? Am I not wrong? Right?
It's one of them.
Right.
For sure.
It's
Okay.
it's one of the
So,
top.
so what is like the bourbon like equivalent to the Jack Daniels that is like a top seller that is very well known?
the largest selling whiskey in the world is Jim Beam White Label.
Okay, so where would that rate to like the bourbon world? Would that be 7, 8, 9, or 10
I-
compared to what you guys talked
I
about?
freaking love Jim Beam. I talk about Jim Beam White Label all the
I drank
time.
it for quite a few
I
years.
love it
It's if I had the choice between that and that, I would.
all day.
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe.
everybody would.
Yeah.
Just
No,
joking.
I love Jim.
That was a joke.
Okay, so
But
so,
Jim
a
Beam,
joke.
you were drinking Jim Beam
Okay, so-
over the weekend,
so
right?
that-
Yeah.
You
Jim Beam and soda.
In soda, right?
Yeah, yeah.
so that Jim Beam bourbon there is like probably like the most well known in the country.
Yeah.
And it's probably one
Yeah,
of the
for
top
Kentucky
sellers.
bourbon,
so
yeah. For bourbon.
But there's still-
Jack Daniels is
there's
Tennessee
still
whiskey.
bourbons out there that you would take up and beyond that
Oh yeah.
that you guys already talked about.
That goes to
I
your
guess-
daily drinkers,
Right.
the ones that you drink all the time.
Yeah, what's more affordable? What's on every bar shelf? in the
What's on
country?
every bar shop, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I'm a Blanton's guy too. I love Blanton's. Yeah, it's one of my favorites. It's like Richie's. I can't even say it's like Angel's Envy or anything because not everybody has it. It's not available all the time,
Yeah, same as
especially in
Weller.
Pennsylvania.
Nobody has one.
Right.
Yeah. Enough
Right.
Weller.
So if I see Blanton's, I go for the Blanton's right away.
Mhm.
And I'll try to like kill the bottle and get the top and
Mhm.
try to collect all the fucking the letters but you do like that Jim Beam.
Oh yeah. And I think Jim Beam's the impetus to kind of go into the benchmark series because I wanted to show that there's like really good cheap whiskeys on your shelf, right? Like drink some of those. I mean, obviously, everybody gets frustrated because you can't buy Buffalo Trace or better because it's all allocated and shit. But there's better ones. There's good ones just sitting on your shelf at a decent price, and just
Yeah.
go try some of those.
For sure. Jim Beam, white label.
Mhm.
What
Did we
hap-
do a
and-
Jim Beam? We did a Jim Beam, didn't we?
We've-
We did the
we've
9.
done it. Well, we did Knob Creek.
Oh, we did. That
Um,
was Knob Creek.
We
Okay.
did Knob Creek 18 and we did Knob Creek 12.
Wait, what's the 9? We did a Knob
9
Creek.
is straight up regular Knob Creek. Did we do that?
No, was that Knob Creek 9? We gave a bottle away. Eric.
Yeah, you gave away a bottle of.
Yeah.
Yeah, 9.
And the
But
9
I
was
think-
good.
But I think we drank 12 on that show.
No, we drank 9,
Was it
didn't
9?
we?
I can't remember.
It could have been 12.
Yeah.
Who knows? Knob Creek is really good.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
It's really, really great.
Yeah, it's a good sipper too.
Well, I also have another story for you guys. So I have a very close friend of mine. She has an aunt and uncle that are diehard bourbon drinkers.
Mhm.
They're 80 years old. They drink bourbon every day. These guys have
What do they
been,
drink? Do you know?
They drink everything. They've been on every tour. You walk in their house, you will find a bottle from $50 to thousands of dollars. And these guys, they do it every day. They act like they're 50 years old.
They from around here?
They're Sandusky, and they come in
Ohio.
3, 4 times a year. And next time they come in, you guys will have a special cast to bring these.
This
two
is gonna be
should
great.
definitely have
I
them
can't
on.
wait.
Don and Diane Breon. These two freaking 80-year-old people act like they're freaking 50. I'm telling you, have a blast. with
Will you message them tonight and see when they're coming to Williamsport?
them. They are amazing people.
You know what?
Yep.
You know what gets over allocated to Ohio is Weller products.
Why?
I have no idea. No clue.
Oh,
But a lot of the stores I follow in Ohio just have, case stacks of Special Reserve Green Label and 107, the Red Label, just out. And Jersey gets overstocked on Eagle Rare. It's just kind of
Oh my God, that Welliver
weird.
thing, or whatever you said.
Yeah.
I think you're right because I heard them saying they could not get
Weller.
any, and they knew somebody that had a bar in Buffalo,
Uh-huh.
and
New York's pretty good.
for some reason you couldn't find it, and they actually had 6 bottles coming into their bar, and Don bought them all and had them shipped back.
So you know what, Jamie, just for shits and giggles, we should try to pull Dawn and Diane on
Yeah.
right now on the phone.
Yeah.
Can you call them? Is it
Call
too
them.
late?
What time is it?
9:40.
Oh, they're 80 years old. Yeah, they're in bed.
They party like rock stars.
I know,
though.
If they've been drinking bourbon all
But no-
day.
but
no- But listen, they get up at 5 in the morning and they're drinking this shit at 8.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
Oh,
Wait to be retired.
We're waiting until 5 in the morning. We're gonna stay
Yeah.
here until 5 in the morning.
We're gonna
Call them out.
Donnie Brion.
Yeah.
You should text Donnie up and see what he's doing right now.
They have like Superman and Superwoman t-shirts, I think.
So funny.
They're like superheroes.
Are they related to Donnie Brion from Mountaintop Provisions?
No.
That'd be funny.
no.
I can't wait to have them on.
Yeah.
Seriously, Jamie, tomorrow you gotta ask them.
Oh,
You gotta
I will.
text them.
I
Call
will.
them up.
They'll be here.
All right.
They
deal.
will be
I
here.
want to
Deal.
talk to him.
All right. So this was fun. It's a good day.
This is a
Yeah, that's
freaking
good.
blast. I've never done this shit before
Mhm.
or drank this stuff like this.
Any final thoughts, anybody?
I just know you guys have issues, man.
What issues are there?
You don't really know because you drink one way.
Well, it's one good thing about it, I guess.
Mhm.
have you live streamed?
I have not yet.
You need to at some point.
So right now, the cigar lounge is still under construction. We're waiting for 3 mirrors to come in, custom cut mirrors that are going behind the bar, behind the liquor shelves. And I think they're like 3 weeks out. So that would be a good episode for Dawn and Diane.
Mhm.
Ooh, yeah.
And tonight, I think I'll have to stay because tonight it all came together. We have a nonprofit, Girls in the Hoodie, which New Trail supports. A lot of people in town support Richie, Jamie. Jamie's wife is on the board, Linda, and Sabrina's wife, my daughter Sabrina, or Dawn's wife Sabrina, my daughter, is on the board. I'm on the board. My wife Amber's on the board, and we are starting a tour at the Sidebar, and it's all the musicians that are passing through that want to come support Girls in the Hoodie, get scholarships set up at their high schools that they graduated from, and we have Rehab coming. And if you all don't know Rehab, they sing the song Bartender.
Mhm.
And I don't want to sing it. Maybe we could pull it up. Should I pull it up? Should I pull it up?
Well, we'll get banned on YouTube, but that's all
Oh, I don't want to do it then.
right.
But you hoops or Rehab is
you better sing it.
is supporting it, right? So Rehab is coming here, and you know what? They're going to be on the show that night. It's going to be Mother's Day, May 12th of this year. It's a month away.
Everybody bring your mom to rehab.
Everybody bring your mom to rehab. She needs it.
That's
She needs a
bad.
little rehab in her life. But Rehab is coming to Williamsport at the Bar on Market, the Sidebar, and we're doing a show. And tickets are going to go on sale next week. What is it today? Monday.
April Fool's.
Maybe later this week, actually.
Yeah.
And they're coming through. So it's going to be a good time. I don't know where I was going with this, except Jamie asked a question. Now I answered it the only way I know how.
You're talking
Yeah.
about
It was all good.
showing the bar out there.
Oh,
Yes.
so Rehab is coming up to the cigar lounge, which is going
Their
to be
green room.
completed then.
Mhm.
That's going to be their green room. We're selling VIP tickets
Mhm.
for the green room, the cigar lounge, to meet Rehab, party with them before they go on stage.
Hang out, private bar.
Private bar. We're gonna have hors d'oeuvres. We're gonna have a whole bunch of stuff. Richie's gonna be bring the pineapple, as we'll see next week, and it's gonna be a great time. And
Okay, you know what?
And I think we'll wait to show everybody the cigar lounge
Yeah.
until the mirrors are in and Rehab is here,
Mhm.
because that's gonna be special.
I was gonna say, mirrors get in, shelves go up. Maybe we do a very suspenseful episode of stocking the shelves and showing everybody what the cigar bar has to offer. But this Rehab idea is way better.
Well, I like the stocking the shelves too.
Maybe
Rehab's gonna be lit though.
Yeah, maybe we'll start with Rehab, and then after that, we'll walk everybody through the selection. Of
Yeah.
it.
Rehab's the
Especially-
first of many to come too.
Yeah, that's the other point.
Let's
Yeah.
finish that bottle.
Yeah. The other point is
Just
Girls in
saying.
the Hoodie is starting a
What do
tour.
you think?
That is
He
gonna
went
have-
from, I don't drink this stuff to finishing it.
Awesome national acts coming through.
Yeah, we're gonna have some pretty special things, and Rehab is definitely the beginning of a great adventure. Rehab, listen, these guys rock. They were
do.
at the festival we threw, Gratifonia, down in Hughesville at the fairgrounds, which didn't work out really to our benefit a whole lot, but it was fun. It was a good time. Go ahead, Jamie. Yes, Jamie.
I have a question. So back to it don't mean much, but everybody says hors d'oeuvres or whatever. People are like, we don't even know what that. Why can't we just say snacks? Seriously,
Because it's French.
but we're not
Hey,
friends.
that's a question for
Depends
Richie.
who's making it.
Okay.
If I'm
Seriously.
making it, it's hors d'oeuvres.
When I hear hors d'oeuvres,
So, Richie,
'cause
is that the formal
that means
definition?
high end.
I'm a fussy eater, so when I hear hors d'oeuvres, I'm not eating the shit. But
Oh,
somebody says
see.
snacks, I'm eating everything. I'm just saying.
Seriously.
That's funny as hell.
What does hors d'oeuvres actually mean,
Right.
Richie?
Fuck.
You don't know?
No.
It has to mean
What? H,
All I know is how to
H
make them.
apostrophe O-U-R-D.
Yeah, you spell it. $1,000.
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
spell hors d'oeuvres.
No.
$1,000. Let me Google that.
It's
Yeah,
not,
right.
it's not even a word.
That's
Too
worth.
late.
That's worth it too. That's a hard one.
Hold on, we're gonna see what it means because I'm surprised. Yo, there's a lot of people looking at me right now that
It's gonna
are
come
watching this.
It's gonna say freaking
H-
snacks.
H apostrophe O-U-R-D-V-E-S.
Sounds like a freaking Gainesville Brown Library person.
Spell it
know?
again.
As long as you get the H, the apostrophe, the
apostrophe,
V, and the
O,
E,
U.
I, I think Don drinks bourbon at the James V. Brown Library.
I'm just trying to get $1,000.
It's too late. You only have 3 seconds.
He was still wrong, Richie. But he was still.
I think you put 3 consonants together. There.
Well, it's French, right?
But it's possible. I think you put DVS together. So
So,
You know
Jamie,
what I found out last
Is
week?
this show even legal?
Jamie, would
What?
you like appetizers?
Oh, that's even better.
Okay, so
But
that's
snacks
what
are- but
hors
snacks are
d'oeuvres
better.
means.
French
It's an
appetizer.
appetizer.
Okay, but snacks are better than appetizers.
You know what I learned
No,
last week?
hell no. What do you mean?
I like snacks.
What the fuck,
I'm
Jamie?
just a normal white
No,
guy
I
that
mean-
likes to hear the word snack.
Appetizers are good.
Yeah, but snacks are snacks.
Appetizers are like
Remember when
hearty,
you were like 8
heartier.
and mom said, "Hey, you want a snack?" She didn't say you want an
Snacks aren't-
appetizer.
Snacks are cold.
what the fuck?
Appetizers are hot.
Why
I
did
mean,
this die?
because you didn't smoke it.
Bullshit.
I get it, Don. Okay,
Mine
we'll
didn't
go.
die.
I'm not putting.
No
that
matter what,
back. I'm not- I
appetizers
don't
and
wanna
snacks
ruin
are
it.
better than hors d'oeuvres
That's
or
right.
whatever you
Once
want
it
to
goes
call
there,
it.
American.
it's fucked.
Yeah.
Mm,
Anyway, I found out last week. Fun
But it was
fact,
very good.
the French don't use the word fiance.
What do they use?
Why are we using it?
Why they use that?
I didn't click on the link.
Partner.
Why-
They use partner,
Why are
don't
we
they?
saying fiance if the
I don't
French
know
don't
that I
even
ever
use
did
it?
use that word.
No.
What did you say? This is my intended.
I don't know.
this is my future.
I can't ever remember me
This
saying.
is my future.
This is my fiance. I don't think I ever.
Yo,
said
that was a P Diddy shit right there.
This is the one that followed me.
This is the one that followed me.
That's so
so
not right.
So Exhibit, a great rapper, would have said, "This is my next ex-wife."
I should have used that. Just joking.
Don, that is very deep thinking right there. Yes.
Anyway, here's to exhibit
It's an
Ouch.
exhibit. To rehab.
To rehab.
to rehab. Here's to rehab.
Yeah, with some of these three
Hopefully
guys
we don't
on-
need it.
No, that's where these three guys ought to go.
Everybody take your mom to rehab. Sidebar.
May
May
12th,
12th, Mother's Day.
Mother's Day. As a matter of fact,
You're doing that on
after
Mother's
brunch,
Day.
After
We are.
brunch.
because listen, our nonprofit is for women that have
Right.
breast cancer. We
Right.
give scholarships to children that lost a mother to breast cancer. It's Mother's Day,
Yeah.
and we're here to, give all that we can to comfort the children,
Yep.
the mothers that are going through breast cancer, trying to raise money to, keep it going and just comfort all these women and their families. That's it. So Mother's Day, I know it doesn't sound right, but dude, it's totally appropriate too.
Oh, it's a good time.
And
a good
it's
time.
going to be so good. And listen, I think it's going to start we're probably going to open at 4, right? We're going to have the bar, the sidebar, and the cigar lounge going. The sidebar is tickets only. The cigar lounge is the VIP and the meet and greet. So everybody that gets tickets for the cigar lounge is going to be there, the VIPs. And then
they'll have tables reserved. for the
oh
show
yeah, we'll have
downstairs.
tables reserved for all the VIPs.
Yep.
So they have seats or not if they don't want them.
If
I
they
don't
don't want
care.
'em, they don't
Right.
want 'em. Yeah.
And then the bar on Market, I think Rehab might show up over there and just party hardy, because that's the kind of guys they are. But it was a decision, Richie. Like it was tough, like having anything on Mother's Day because like you're there for your mothers, right?
I can see it. I
Yeah,
can see what you're doing.
it makes a lot of sense. It does. And it was a tough decision because we either
Mhm.
had that or July 10th, which is a Tuesday that has no significance at all.
Travel
Nothing.
week.
Right.
Travel week after the 4th of
Right.
July.
We have to rely on just Rehab, which is a great band.
Yeah.
But like it means so much more to have them as the opening debut for the Girls in the Hoodie
Right.
music series, you
Right,
know?
right.
So cheers.
Cheers. Bada bing.
I love you guys.
Bartender, really
Bada
good
boom.
this time.
Broke my parole to have a good time.
Hey, that bottle's empty. We did it.
We did it.
We did it.
We did it. Peace.
I think we may have hooked him. We hooked Jamie.
That was fun, guys.
It was.